just tidy up the back and sides.
Tidy up the back and sides, and then we can maybe trim the beard a wee bit as well. Get some definition going.
We'll prim that bad boy down a bit too.
Yeah. It's the first time I've been to the barber in 9 years.
My goodness. And
so this is an experience.
How did it work before that? Have you just done it yourself, or?
Yeah, honestly, the only reason why I went to the barber's last time was because I was getting married the next day, and like neither of those experiences turned out that well, in fairness. I started playing guitar when I was 10. My brother is a very skilled guitar player and songwriter, so I always tried to emulate what he was doing. But I didn't know how to play any songs. I wasn't really even listening to music terribly much when I was 10 years old, so I kind of just had to. I was kind of making things up. I was never great at like just playing through standard stuff, so it was always kind of invention, which I think is the most fun part about music, is making something up. I studied in school, did GCSE and A-level, and then left school at that point, and then, I don't know, just went and did the standard 20-something stuff, drinking too much and working bad office jobs.
Yep.
I mean, I was the kid in school who would have sat, the cleaning lady would have kicked me out at 6:30, and I would still be sitting in the wee glass room we had, still trying to come up with stuff, you know. Well, we met, me and Rachel were supposed to be doing some art together, because both of us are interested in art, and we started painting with our friend Erin. I'm not very good at art, so like I kind of gave up. They were actually quite good at it, but I was like, I'm just gonna sit and play guitar, guys. So, and at that point then Rachel was like, hey, like actually that's kind of more fun, let's do that. When you're young and performing and writing, it can be a very like emotive thing, and it comes very much from the heart, you know. But I think the longer you spend honing your craft of songwriting, almost the more easy, or the freer it becomes, you know, because you've got a certain amount of like ability and skill that you kind of can put into practice. So there's less experimentation, and there's a bit more like actual intent put into the whole thing. I did a gig in Fieldies. I run the Fieldies back bar sessions up in there, and a band came in December 2017. Carrie Hart and her band came in, and we kind of hit it off musically and just like personally, and spent a couple of days hanging out. And one of the guys, Nick, said like, if you want to come over to LA and hang out, we could do some music together. And I kind of jumped at the opportunity. I thought he was kind of joking, first of all. You know, one of those moments where like somebody's had a couple of beers and they're like, yeah, come and visit anytime, you know? Yeah. And I thought, yeah, no problem. That's probably never going to happen. But he emailed me a couple of days later saying I was totally serious, by the way, if you ever want to come out, like, absolutely do. The opening track is called Put Down the Gun, Leroy, and that's about trying not to get shot by a crackhead on Sunset Boulevard. We were sitting in a bar called the Black Cat, and a guy came up and wanted to borrow a lighter, so he borrowed my lighter, and then he proceeded to pull out a crack pipe and sat by a bin and smoked crack, and then came back at us. He didn't give me the lighter back, though, which I was a bit frustrated about. But he was asking like, what are you doing in my country? He said. And I was just like, man, I'm on holiday. We're leaving on Tuesday, you know. Like, there's no need to be worried. Like,
we're going on Tuesday.
We're leaving. You know,
the week.
Yeah. I'm not here. Like, I'm not looking for work or anything, like, you know. But yeah, he was very annoyed about the fact that I was in his country. And then he said, "There's nothing to stop me from shooting you right now." Yeah, so we decided it was a good idea to leave his company. But yeah, so the opening track's about that, and it's also then a little bit of a political commentary on the state of homelessness and gun crime in America as well. It's called Songbird on the Grey Hill, and it's about my friend who she fell over one night and broke her elbow. She is an avid gig goer and a good friend, and so she was in the hospital having a bit of a bad time for a few weeks. And so I wrote a song for her and recorded it on my phone and sent it to her. And she lives here on Grays Hill. Wow. So it's called Songbird on the Grey Hill for her. And so it's kind of perfect to be doing this here today.
That's genius.
Which works out well. But this is going on the album as well, so
it'll be there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
To hear.
Yeah.
But this is a very obviously special to Grays Hill too. Exactly. It's about Grays Hill.
Exactly.
Love it. Yeah. Love it.
Shall I introduce her in there? No. Cool.
would speak in tongues, in verses yet so golden they might just as well have been sung. And he took my arm to offer me a line, as if I could refuse a signature in perfect rhyme. And he looks to you to speak for his free will, and memories of winter's cold and still, where people stand in wonder of the words he says, until we're singing with a songbird on the gray hill. Ooh, 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 and if any wayward soul should need a star, a symphony of guidance gone from any place you are, and as every author yearns for one last word, I'll read to her 10 volumes, good as any ever heard. And if you need me to read them, then I will, and tell you all those winters cold and still, where people stand in wonder of the words I say, until we're singing with a songbird on the gray hill. You were singing with a songbird on the gray hill. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. So I took the words and laid them with my own, delicate and timeless as the youngest rolling stone. And if heaven comes to call its children home, well, I'd say she might be worth it, but I was never one for thrones. So I'll raise a smile to every glass we fill, and those memories of winters cold and still, and people stand in wonder of the words we say, until we're singing with a songbird on the gray hill. Yeah, we're singing with a songbird on the gray hill, singing with a songbird on the gray hill, in the gray hill.
Cool. Done. Thank you.
Yeah, smashed it.
Okay.
Sorry about the pause, I've managed to cut myself here.
Oh, you alright?
Give me a second. No, it's just, I don't want to bleed over Stephen, like it's kind of a done thing, isn't it?
This is one of the hazards of the job.
Hazard of the job,
Yeah.
occupational hazard here.